All right. Good morning, good day, good afternoon. Hello, everyone. You have your stretchy item with you. Roll your shoulders up, back, and down, and just bring your hands down in front of you so that your palms end up on your thighs. We're going to find our Pilates posture. So what that means is your weight is evenly distributed in your feet. You're not in your toes. You're not in your heels. Then you're going to lift those arches a little bit, lift your quadriceps, pull your abs in, lengthen your tailbone, pull your ribs down, roll your shoulders up, back, and down. Lengthen out through the top back side of your head to grow tall through the back of your spine. So keep in mind during Pilates, you're inhaling through your nose and you're exhaling through your mouth. So let's inhale and grow tall through the top of your head. And on the exhale, pull those ribs in. A couple more times. Inhale tall and exhale ribs in. Then while you're doing that and keep that beautiful Pilates posture, you're going to bring your whatever stretchy device you have, trying to put it between your thumb and your index finger. If you have something flat, you should be fine. If you have something thick, you might have to curl your fingers, but otherwise, let's try and leave the fingers long. If at some point you feel like that's not a good grip, you can always wrap it around your hands once, and then you have a really good grip. Okay, so my hands are hip distance apart, my arms are long, my ribs are still pulled down, and all I want you to do is bend the elbows a tiny bit and press out on your stretchy item. Push out, push out. By the way, mine is folded in half, right? I have a pair of Target brand Spanx basically, and so what I've done is I folded them lengthwise. I'm not doing one leg at a time because that would be really loose. So have yours folded in half, and again, your hands are starting really small, pushing apart, fingers long. Last two times like that, last one. And now I'm standing sideways just so you can see me a little bit better. Actually, I'm going to stand up on this, pull your abs in, and we're going to bring those arms in front of us. And as you do so, notice the body wants to tip back. So don't do that. Keep your arms at shoulder level, and we're going to do the exact same thing. We're going to press out towards our pinkies, push out. Push out, push out, push out, push out, but keep your ribs down, push out, fingers long if you can, push out and push out. Keep that pull on your resistance tubing. Keep your right hip forward, twist to your left. Don't let that left hip rotate. So twist, come back to center, and the opposite way, and center, and rotate. And center. When you rotate in one direction, push that hip forward and rotate and center and rotate and center and keep that going. And come back to center. Keep your ribs pulled down. Bring those arms in front of you again. And now we're going to try to bring those arms overhead. But as you bring your arms overhead, try not to go into that gymnast position. So everyone, pull your ribs down. Those arms will come forward. Shrug your shoulders out of your ears. And once again, push out, push out, push out. Pushing out on the band, and out on the band, and out on the band, and out, stay out. Push both hips forward. Rotate to one side, back to center. Rotate with those arms open. Lead with the back arm. Try and keep your hips square. So what I've done is I'm leaning my booty against a wall, so I have a lot of feedback to know if my hips are moving. If they were, then I'd rotate off that wall. So I'm not letting that happen. And back to center and down. So hopefully you guys can feel that a little bit. All right. So this next little bit, a little bit of balance, I'm going to go ahead and pull my leggings apart here. I'm going to step on them with my right foot, and then I'm going to step in with my left. Then you're going to bring that into, let me scoot back a little bit so you guys can see better. I'm going to bring that into my right hand. Palm is up. Lift that right hand so you feel tension. Arm is nice and straight. Try not to bend the elbow. And then take your left toes, turn them in, and lift up. So my left foot is off the ground. My right arm is reaching. And I'm going to press and press. Both things at the same time, lifting and lifting. Your left toes are turned in, turned in, turned in, turned in. So you should feel this in your outer hip. and 3 and 2 and 1. Stay up. Give me a little pulse. Lift, 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 lift. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, lay that other legging down. Step on that with your left foot. Leave a long gap. Right foot comes in. Resistance tubing into your left hand. Right toes turn in. Legs stay straight. Try not to bend that knee. Left arm lifts. Right heel lifts. And we press. And we press. And we press. Make sure opposite hand, opposite band. The people I see look good here. And lift. And press. And press. And 4. And 3. You're working your balance. 2. And 2. And 1. Leave it up. Hold there. And pulse, 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 and pulse. And relax. All right, we are heading down onto our mats. So go ahead and slide back down onto your mat for me, please. We're going to sit at the front of our mat for a moment, and we're once again going to fold that resistance in half, and your hands are close together, right? So shoulders out of your ears, deep breath in. We're going to exhale, hinge back. We're going to keep our knees together and our feet facing forward. We're going to rotate, use that back arm, back to center, rotate and center, center. Make sure as you're leaning back, you're not rounding and grinding on those vertebrae, right? So you're hinged back. Can you go an inch farther back? Can you lean back a little more for me? There we go, good job. And press with that back arm, and reach with that back arm, and reach with that back arm, and keep going, and reaching, good job. And reach, and twist, and reach, and twist. Last 4, look at your knees, make sure they're not going walk, 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 side to side. And reach, and 2, and 1, and center, and hopefully you felt those. Grab your shins with that tubing, pull your belly button in, take your time, control, roll down a vertebra at a time. All right, starting a little differently today. Hopefully if you have this kind of an item, I just put my foot basically in the crotch of my right leg, and then my right hand is holding on here. Abs drawn in, ribs nice and flat. We're going to point those right toes, and we're going to use the right arm to start a circle, and we're going to exhale to finish the circle. So we're going to inhale over, down, and around, and we're going to exhale to finish that circle. Now, these are leg circles, and they might feel easy, but I want you to really focus on making sure there's no movement in either hip. Since we have these bands, let's be more aggressive. Stretch that left foot out on the ground, flex through the heel, and let's make circles as big as possible, and try not to make them oblong. So sometimes we have a tendency to move away from the body and then just do a small circle and come up. But I want you to make big old circles equal in all directions, and don't forget to reverse every time. Now check on that left hip. Is it wobbling around? If you had a little teeny dot of paint on your left hip, would you be smearing it? Don't smear your paint. And then on this last one, bring your leg to the right, but push your left hip down. So keep pushing the left hip down and pulling on the right leg, but don't let that left hip lift. So we're just an isometric work here. If I let go, my left hip comes up, but I don't want you to do that, so you should feel work in the left side of your obliques. Reach through the right toes, don't let the left hip lift. Reach through the right toes, don't let the left hip lift, and come back to center. And then we're gonna switch it up. Foot in the, left foot in the stretchy apparatus. Right knee can start bent, point your toes, start your circles. As you inhale, you begin the circle. As you exhale, you finish the circle. And feel free to make them bigger. And if you have the flexibility, stretch that right leg out on the ground. And then again, make your circles as big as you feel like you can, and not smear that dot of paint on the back of your right hip. Or one of the visualizations that people typically use is to imagine that you have a beverage sitting on your hips, right? you don't want to spill that beverage. If it's a nice hot, sat in line at the drive-in at Starbucks latte, you definitely do not want to spill that because that was 20 minutes of your life. And maybe it's an evening time beverage. And even if somebody squirted a lime and salt in your belly button, that's not the idea. So don't spill your beverage. Bigger circles, one more time. And then we're gonna lead those legs to the left. And we're gonna push that right hip down. So lead the leg to the left, but push the right hip down. Lead it to the left, but keep pushing the right hip down. You should feel that work in the right side of your body. It might be subtle, but it should be working. Push the right hip down, but lengthen through that left leg. Push down, but lift, and then come back through center. All right. Once again, we're going to grab that resistance band close together. We're going to lift our legs up, and we're going to pull them in and get a nice stretch for our low back. And then we're going to straighten our fingers. We're going to exhale, float the head, neck, and shoulders off the ground. We're going to move those knees into tabletop. And we're going to, before we start our pump for the 100, I want you to push out on your tubing. So you should feel your triceps engaged and your shoulders stabilizing. And then start your pumps. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Abs in. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last time, inhale. And exhale. We are not done. Take that band on the tops of your shins. Lift back up, tabletop, press down. So here's the challenge. As I push down, my legs will bounce. Do not let them. So stabilize in your abs and yet press down, press down, press down. Ah, it's hard to do. Are you pushing your legs down or don't let them go? Don't let them go. Good, good. Press down but keep the legs up. Press down but keep the legs up. And then let's go faster. Here we go. Don't let those shins move. Don't let those shins move. Don't let those shins move. Come on, be stronger. Nice. Last 2 and last 1. Hug those knees in. And once again, bring your hands closer together. Put your left foot on the ground. Take that band across the front of your right thigh. Reach your fingers long. Deep breath in. Exhale, float the head, neck, and shoulders off the ground. Push the knee in, and then push it away with your arms. Pull the knee in, and then push it away, and then you know it's going to happen both at the same time. So I'm equally pressing with my hands and my thigh. Left leg extends to the sky. I like how that rhymed. Hold here. Press, 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 press. Right foot down. Grab that band in front of your left thigh. Deep breath in. Exhale, head, neck, and shoulders off the ground. Push the knee away and then let the leg win. And then push it away and then let the leg win. And then equal, so you're not moving at all. Right leg up. Exhale, extend, reach to your right toes. At the same time, you're pressing, pressing, pressing with your left leg. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And exhale, relax. You know we're going to turn that into a regular single leg stretch. This challenge is up to you to create. So both legs tabletop, deep breath in. Exhale, float off the ground. Put that on the front of your right thigh. Reach to your left toes. Exhale, reach your fingers long. Reach to your left toes. Push that right thigh in, but no movement. Inhale, switch it up. Exhale, right toes reach. Pressing against that left thigh. Inhale to switch. Exhale to reach. Inhale to switch. Exhale to reach. Inhale, switch. Exhale, toes reach and fingers reach. Make them long. Work here. 2 more. And relax. I really hope you guys felt those because I sure did. Okay. Feet on the ground and those hands right above you for now. Fingers reaching to the sky. Shoulders pressed back and down. Lift those legs into tabletop. On the inhale, 4. On the exhale, lift up. On the inhale, take those arms over your head, and I want you to push out, push out, push out, push out. 3, 2, 1. Hug those knees in. Deep breath in. Exhale, lift up. Arms overhead on the inhale. Push out. 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, hug it in. Deep breath in. Exhale, lift. Inhale, press, 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 press. Exhale, pull it in. Last time like this. Lift it up. And reach, 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 reach. Deep breath in, relax, adding on if you want. Otherwise, stay with that. Here we go. Exhale, head, neck, and shoulders off the ground. On the inhale, arms overhead, legs open as your arms open, and then they close, and we push, 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 push. Exhale, stay lifted. Inhale, reach, 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 reach. Exhale, bend. Inhale, reach, 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 reach. Exhale, bend. Inhale, reach, 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 reach. So this is our double leg stretch with a little variation. And tap. And tap. And tap. Last 2. Last 1. Hold. Bring your legs together. Stretch your arms farther apart. Get them higher over your head or lower over your head. Reach through your toes. Hold. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Oh boy, I hope you guys needed that stretch, or this stretch, because I sure do. But we're moving on. Feet back on the ground. Hands holding onto your tubing, but wider apart this time. Stretch your fingers down. Try to get all 10 fingers on the ground. Try to get your wrist on the ground. Try to get your elbow, your forearm, and your triceps on the ground, and then shoulders. Now, I have a tendency to lift my ribs, so pull those ribs back down. Keep all 10 fingers on the ground and press your hips up in the sky. And you should feel that your glutes are working harder than usual in a bridge because you are at the same time pushing down with that tension. So now I want you to lift your hips 1/4 inch higher and hold. 4, 3, 2, 1, and then lift and hold. 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift, hold, lift, hold. Keep those arms long. Keep all 10 fingers on the ground. Keep your wrist on the ground. Keep your forearm on the ground. Try not to let there be slack in your tubing. 3, 2, and 1. Take a break. Shake those hands out for a second. We're going to do another 2 rounds with single leg bridges. So again, stretch your hands by your sides, grab that tubing, try to get all 10 fingers on the ground, as well as your wrists, forearm, elbows, triceps, and shoulders. Head nods yes. Exhale, tuck the hips, tip the hips, and then find neutral, and then lift those hips off the ground. Stretch your left leg straight out. So it's right out in front of you. Glue it to your right knee. Your right glute should really be engaged right now. And you're going to push up higher against that tubing. And from there, you push, 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 push. Keep going. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bend that left knee. Whew, bring that down. Hopefully you felt that in that right glute. We're not done. Other leg. Here we go. Lift straight up. Press down with your hands, all 10 fingers on the ground. Stretch that right leg out. Push higher. And then from there, we push up, push up, push up, push. 4, 2, and 1. Bring that down. Take that band behind both legs. Turn your palms to the sky. So you're using your biceps to pull those legs in nice and close. And then maybe take a nice circle here. And go the other way. Let's take a quick stretch for that hamstring. So band behind the left knee, hug it in nice and close. Really attach that rib and thigh and then flex through that heel. And then press that leg up and let it flex away from you. And then use your biceps and pull it back. Flexing through that foot, pointing if you want, and then flexing so that you get that stretch on the back of the leg, and then bend that knee and bring that band behind your right thigh. Pull it in nice and close. Get that rib and thigh to attach, and then flex that right heel towards the sky, keeping the thigh and the rib attached. And then as you're ready, straighten out that leg, let it move away from the body. You're gonna pull it deeper and let it move away. You can keep the foot flexed the whole time, or you can point it on the way away and then flex it as you bring it back. Good, one more time. Good. Leave that leg there, slide your left leg away, and start to roll up a vertebra at a time, using your right leg to help lift yourself up with control, rolling up a vertebra at a time. And then you're gonna exhale and roll back down again with that right leg up. We're gonna do that 2 more times on the right leg. Exhale to slowly lift yourself up. So we're using our legs to help us right now, but in a few moments, we won't be doing that. Good. Switch it over, bring it behind your left leg. And then again, straighten out that left leg and roll yourself up a vertebra at a time, lift tall. Exhale, roll it back down, inhaling, exhaling to come up with control. Feel free to only make this a half lift. If you know that's not very good for your low back, you can just lift halfway and then come back down. Otherwise, come all the way up. If you need to roll over onto your side to do that, that is fine. Okay, let's lasso our feet. So the band is at the bottoms of my feet. Flex your toes back towards your face, and palms are facing the ceiling, sitting up nice and tall. Good. We're going to exhale. We're going to pull those elbows back, and we're just going to hinge forward for a spine stretch here. And then we're going to sit up, and we're going to turn our palms down. I want you to lift your elbows higher than your wrists. We're going to do just a little bit of baby posture work, a miniature posture work. Pull back, pull up and back. So elbows lead the way, and they are going higher than your wrists. Little squeeze the shoulder blades. Good. So, Roseanne, put that band across your feet. Is it? Or you may just have, oh, sorry. You have a super long band. Nice, nice too. And last one, and relax. Sorry about that. Okay, so here comes the fun thing. We're gonna wrap this band around our thighs. Now, you might have a piece of equipment that's gonna allow you to kind of tie it in a little knot, but most of us probably gonna have something a little bit slippery that wouldn't stay in a knot. So I tied it in a knot, but then I'm gonna have to hold the ends. So do your best. You want it above the knee, about mid-thigh. And again, you may have to hold on to it. Then you're gonna roll over onto your side, your knees are bent. Now I want you to do what we call knuckling down. So I'm gonna lift my elbow up, but I'm gonna push my knuckles into the ground. And then as always, we're gonna lift that waistline up. We're gonna turn our toes out and put our heels together, and then I want you to open up against that resistance. Now, when I do that, I really have to knuckle down, and I not only feel it in my outer hip and thigh, but I'm also gonna feel it in this upper arm. Waistline stays lifted, and from there, push a little more, push more, push, push, push. So we're not closing. We're staying open, 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 farther open, farther open, farther open. There we go, push, 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 press, press, press. Keep going. You should feel this in that outer hip, I hope. 4, 3, 2, leave it open, press, hold, 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 and gently relax. Again, I really hope you guys felt that in that upper hip and outer thigh. Let's go to the other side, please. Knees are bent. You're gonna lie down and your arm is resting on your ear. You're gonna lift that waistline up heels together and toes apart. Knuckle down with that top hand. So you're going to be working that top arm a little bit, and then lift your top leg open, and from there it stays open, and you push it open and open and open and open and press and press and press and press and push and push and press and press. 8 and 4, 3, 2, and 1. Push, 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 hold, and relax. Ooh. Hope you felt those, guys. All right, so go ahead and untangle that for now. And we're gonna head over onto our abdominals. You're gonna bring your bands in front of you, hands on the ground. All right, as always, your legs are long, your toenails, the tops of your feet are on the ground. You are lengthened and your big toes are together. And let's just work that lower body for a second. So pull your heels to touch, and then open your heels, but keep your big toes together. Squeeze your heels together and let them open. So we close the heels open, close and open, close and open, close and open. Last time, close the heels, push all 10 toes into the ground, but lift your kneecaps. So your kneecaps are lifted to engage the quads, and yet your toes are together and on the ground. Bring that band out in front of you. Deep breath in, exhale, lift your upper body, and then lift your hands. It might not be far off the ground, and push open and lift. Push open and lift. Push open and lift. Push open and lift. Exhale, come down. Deep breath in. Woo. Exhale, lift it up. Push open. Push open. Push open. Push open. Exhale down. Deep breath in. Exhale, lift it up and press. Press. Press and relax. All right, now we're gonna flip that and bring it behind us, across your sacrum, but palms are facing up. So slide your hands underneath that band. The first good correction we really wanna make is your shoulders probably roll down to the ground. So lift your shoulders and then straighten your arms. Pull your belly button in, ground your toes into the ground, deep breath in. On the exhale, squeeze the shoulder blades even more together and lift yourself up. Lift the arms, but not so much that your shoulders tip forward, right? Reach through the fingers, press out, 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 and out, and exhale, bring it down. Deep breath in, and exhale, lift and press, 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 and press. Deep breath in to prepare. Exhale, lift and press, 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 press. One more time like that. Deep breath in. Exhale, lift, press, 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 stay lifted. Reach your fingers longer, lift yourself higher, lift your arms a little bit more, press straight, reach, 3, 2, 1, and relax. And we are sitting back in our resting position, shelf stretch. So let your hips sit back on your heels. Good. Nice job, you guys. Well, of course, nice job here. Shelf stretch, best thing in the world, isn't it? All right, as you come up, take that band and bring it underneath your armpits. And then you're gonna walk your way down onto your elbows. By the way, I still have my band folded in half and I'm about to run out of space, but we're gonna try this anyway. All right, elbows underneath your shoulders, shoulders back, lift up, try and get your pinky fingers on the ground, hands are apart, deep breath in, exhale, pull your belly button in, take your toes, tuck them under. You're gonna hover your knees by 1/4 inch. So knees are barely bent, they're just hanging out right above the ground. And then if you want to, press into that regular plank, but push against the band, push against the band. Now it might look like I'm lifting my hips, but I'm pressing, pressing. You also have the option to be on the fronts of your thighs, pressing and pressing and pressing. Or you can stick with that toes tucked, knees hovering, pushing, pushing, pushing. You should feel these, by the way. 3, 2, and 1. and come over to a seated position for me, please. All right, just simple cross-legged. Actually, let's sit mermaid for a second. So left leg in front and right leg behind. Arms out up over your head, but again, lift up, but then pull your ribs down. And then we're just gonna hinge over to your left, but we're not gonna put that arm down. We're gonna go as far as we can go without, whoa, that happening. So where is that for you? Reach, reach, reach. Inhale, come up. Use your obliques to do that. So we're gonna do a few of those. Reach over, reach over. Can you just go to the place where you might fall down? And then come back up, use those obliques. So you're not just moving your arms, right? Your torso has to move. Whole torso, don't just move your arms. Reach, reach, keep the tension, and come back up. Nice. If you fell over, that means you challenged yourself. Good. Reach and come up. One more time. Reach, 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 and come up. Let's switch those feet. So right leg in front, left leg to the side, sitting up tall, arms out. So again, we're going to take the whole torso. We're not just moving our arms. We're going to lean, 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 and maybe you go too far the first time so you realize where that place is. Reach, 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 and back up. And reach, 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 and up. Good. Nice job. Good. Make sure that torso is moving. Last two. Lift back up, and last one, and lift. Woo, beautiful. All right, spin around from that seated position. You may feel that one tomorrow. I think I'm going to. Bring that band around behind your thighs again, please, and palms are facing the ceiling. Again, we're folded in half here. Okay, shoulders out of your ears, please. On the exhale, you're going to hinge back, and then you tuck your booty under and roll down the rest of the way. Inhale at the bottom. Exhale, start to roll up. Now, if roll-ups aren't good for your body, low back issues or osteoporosis, I just want you to stop about halfway. Otherwise, come all the way up, but making sure that you're not lifting your legs or your feet off the ground as you do that. Good. Couple more times. Sit tall. Exhale, hinge back. Last time, exhale, sit tall, stay up. Okay. So we just moved our torsos without moving our legs. So we proved we can do it. Okay, I'm going back with both feet in my leggings. And then I'm going to bring my hands out here, and I'm going to find that balanced position. Knees in tabletop. So bend those knees for me. Try and get your knees right over your hips. Good, then to hug those knees in a little bit closer. And then as you exhale, you're trying not to move your knees. Keep them right above your hips, roll down. And then as you come up, you try not to straighten your legs. You try and keep them where they were. Lift yourself up. Exhaling, rolling down, inhale at the bottom. Exhale, use your biceps as much as you need to lift yourself up, not using that leg rocking at all. Keep that going. Good, good, good. Come all the way up. Come on, Roseanne, you got this. You may have to choke up on your tubing a little bit, like put your hands closer to your feet, and that should help. All right, next time you come up, stay up, extend your legs straight. So now the goal is move your legs up and down without moving your torso. Good, keep that going. All right, and now the fun one is that your whole body is gonna lie down. This is your big teaser moment. Deep breath in. On the exhale, legs and arms come up at the same time into that beautiful V, and you are down, and you are up, and you are down, and you are up. And I'm gonna come see how you guys are doing. Good, good, good. Keep it going. A few more. Nice job. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Those of you who aren't incognito. Good. I see you, Michelle. 2 more, Michelle. On this last one, I want you to come all the way up, and we're going to hold it right. So we're in that extended position. Arms are up. We're in a V. Stay, stay, stay. Lift a little higher. Try and take that roundness out of your shoulders. Bend the feet a little higher. Arms up, up. 4, 3, 2. Woo! Bring that down. I think that deserves a forward fold. So feet apart. Use your biceps. Hinge forward. Take that nice forward fold. And as a matter of fact, let's go all the way and relax into it, even though that means you're going to round your back. That's okay. Put your hands wherever they land. If they happen to land on your feet, pull back on those toes. Beautiful. Begin to sit up a vertebra at a time. Roll those shoulders up, back, and down. Okay. I want to try this, and I don't know if it's going to work for everyone depending on what you have, but I want you to see if you could take one leg or one end of your tubing and tie a knot around your left foot, and see if you feel like that's going to stay. Okay? And then you're going to come on over onto your hands and knees. And you're going to bring the other end of the tubing or whatever you have across your opposite shoulder. So I have my left foot tied, and now my right hand has that tubing. And then you're going to come down onto all fours. And we're going to try to straighten out that left leg and lift it off the ground and straighten out that right arm. My stuff's too short, but get the idea here. I'm going to lift my elbow, and then I'm going to tap down and lift up, and tap down and lift up, tap down and lift up, tap and lift, and tap and lift. Good. So you should be working that left glute. Mostly we're working those little stabilizer muscles of your spine. Couple more here. And then relax. Shift your tube or your loop over to your right foot, please. If yours was too short, make a smaller tail on that side. And then this time as you come back to center, you are going to bring that other end across. By the way, it comes up over your back, across to your left side. Hold it with your left hand. Extend that right leg. And as you're ready, lift and lower it. But if you can get that left arm straight, I'm going to get it as straight as I can. Lift and lower, and lift and lower, and lift and lower. Really good for your right glute. And again, all those little stabilizer muscles up your spine. Good. Opposite arm, opposite leg. Last 2 and last 1. Take a break. Okay. We're going to take a little bit of time here to get a nice stretch. And it's beautiful to use that tubing to get that beautiful stretch. So we're going to, that was redundant. Bring that behind your thighs, behind your hamstrings. Use your biceps. Hug those knees in. Use your arms, not your legs and your low back, to create circles on the ceiling. So I'm using my biceps to do most of this work here. So that you start to feel a massage of the spine all directions. And then move that tubing over to your left leg only. And bring that knee into your chest, extend it up just like we did before. But this time we're going to straighten out that right leg. We're going to point those left toes. We're going to lift ourselves up, and then we're going to exhale and flex, come down. We're going to do that 2 more times. Inhale to lift, and exhale to flex. Last time, lift it up, pointing those toes, exhaling, coming down. Bring that knee in, into your left hand and let the leg drop to the left. Now, if you have the space, you can extend that left leg to the left, right arm to the right, using your left elbow to just prop everything up, but passive stretch inner thigh. Reach over with your right hand, bend that right knee, and bring it across to your right side. If you want, straighten out that leg. And then as you come back through center, let the left ankle cross the right thigh. Move your tubing out of the way for just a second. And then bend that right knee. And now put the tubing behind your right hamstring. So we're going to do that thread the needle stretch here by bringing the biceps in towards your body. Stretch that left leg farther across your right. Straighten out the right leg if you want. Pull it even closer. Maybe some ankle circles. I hope you're feeling a little cracky crunchies. Maybe I hope you're not. And then cross that left leg all the way over. Put that tubing on the front of your right shin. Take a little rock side to side. And then once again, no tubing, let the knees drop right. Take a moment, stretch those legs back out. And again, that left side should feel a bit better. And now we're gonna lasso our right hamstring. We're gonna bring it in. We're gonna extend that leg up. Point the toes to lift. And exhale to flex and come down. And point to lift. And exhale to flex down. Last time, point to lift. Exhale, flex down. Bring that knee in. Bring that over to the right. And I'm just gonna let that leg hang by propping it up with my right elbow. And then back through center, grab it with your left hand and let it drop over to the opposite side. And once you're there, if you want to straighten out that right leg, feel free. As you come back through center, it drapes across your left thigh. And then again, we reach around and we get to our thread the needle using that tubing to help us. Maybe take a moment, rotate that left ankle. And then cross the right thigh all the way over, tubing on the front of your left shin. Hug it in, take a couple little rocks side to side. And then as you're ready, drop your knees left, please. Straighten it all out. Ooh, arms overhead. When you're ready, you can flip over onto your hands and knees or sit up and then come over, whatever is working for you today. We can do our little cat-cow. You can feel free to unmute yourselves if you want to meow and moo with me. Nice deep breath. Nice deep breath. Exhale. Pull and round up into your cat stretch. Meow, meow, meow. And inhale your cow. And roll into your cat. Meow. Yeah. Open up into your